Okay, welcome back to our Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea campaign. We are currently in the Valley of Mists. The party has returned, after most of them anyways, having traveled to the Lake of Ghosts with Lore, who had had a proposition. Lore is seeking the party's aid to destroy the ring of Khromarium. The party has come back without Lore. They're scheming something. And Prenesta has gone off with Tibor to discuss, things people discuss. Ali back studying diligently at the compound. Rowan Siege has gone off to, shop, but also to check out basically the fortifications, the guards that patrol the walls and such. Revna and Helene, on the other hand, have taken upon themselves to, let's say, enter into Tibor's compound in a not so gentle manner. That's how we'll say that. So, before we get into any of the action, let's everybody introduce their characters. They can tell me what I said that was wrong there. I'm sure they have their own point of view. And we'll go from there. So, Crystal, tell us about your character.
I'm playing Rowan Siege, the Pyromancer, and Rowan Siege is being the good character and is off shopping while others are getting into trouble. So she's kind of spying the wall, possibly trying to see how many guards there are, but also looking for a place to get her nails done because it seems like a good thing to do.
Nice. Always good to look nice for the sacrifice to Kakru that's supposed to happen tonight under the full moon. Mike, tell us about your character.
I am playing Helene Sopadoris, Amazon warrior priestess of Auroras, who's very concerned right now at the moment for her friend Prenesta, who was taken at the city gate by the torturous, misogynist Tibor. And since she literally can't stand the man, and believes that he's probably inflicting some sort of pain on her as we speak, she has decided to remain in her armor and go check on Prenesta's well-being. She might be a little aggressive, but she wouldn't consider her self-attacking. I mean, she knocked on the door with her warhammer, but she really hasn't assaulted anybody yet. And she doesn't understand why she is getting such a cold response from Tiber's men. So
Fair enough.
And that's Helene.
Perfect. With Helene, currently, I don't want to say trapped, but we'll say in a pretty tight corridor. No windows, a couple of doors that has just been, let's say, entered by a very large man is Revna.
So Revna, who has decided, well, I don't know if we should put it that way. Revna, who has recently rejoined the party after a bit of an absence, has noticed she's developed a sort of a sisterly affection for our flame-haired bard, and so now that she's discovered she may be in trouble, like Helene, she is concerned and feels that something must be done. She sort of she may have been a little bit overzealous in saying, yeah, let's go Helene, and she went with her. And then after further thought, she remembers that Amazonians tend to operate more like a blacksmith's hammer and less like a uh, surgeon's scalpel. And what better proof of that than to find herself, the not fighter, trapped in a corridor with this huge individual coming after her. And now she's just like, my God, what have we done? So that would be Revna Gvaldheim, the Viking Legerdmanist.
Excellent, excellent. Your mic is a little close to your face. I think we're getting some air. So if you don't mind pulling that back.
Will fix.
Back studying for the last few days is Ali. Tell us about your character, Young.
So Ali has been studying his spell very diligently. He's been trying to work out the last few magical phrase to summon the tentacle spell. And he's going like, oh, what is this? It was Kalatu, Barata, yeah, that's got to be it. And then he writes it down. And he's every once in a while he's working on his spell research, he looks up to the corner of the upper right hand corner of his paper and recites, I love Kraken. Yes, I do. I love Kraken. So should you. And then returns to study, just in order to make sure that he's not being scried upon and pointed out as the enemy of the cultists over here. So he's been doing a little bit of an act to not get found out. But now that he's sort of done with that research, he looks up and says, where is everybody? Rowan Siege, Helene, Panesta, Revna? And he stands up and he's looking around for them.
Yes, yes, yes. And last but not least, Nikki, tell us about your character.
I play Panesta, the bard, who is being hurt by Tibor, but not in the way Helene might think. She's just having to listen to him speak, and it's enough to hurt her head. But she's intrigued because he seems to have another angle on this whole summoning of Kraken thing. He wants things to remain the same, and he's kind of against Lure, who we've decided we're kind of against Lure, I guess, because she's actually wanting to summon Kraken to the world and let him or it stay. And so he is not offering to help us get rid of her, but seems to be in favor of that. So Vanessa's just sitting here deciding the lesser of two evils, or three evils actually, because there's also Jodin to contend with. So as this is happening, then she hears the ruckus being caused by her friends, and she's just hoping that she can do something to save everyone from some sort of horrible disaster. And that's Panesta.
Fantastic. Well, what is fated to happen is fated to happen, I guess. So let's just a couple things here. It is the 18th day of the 11th month of the first year. Dead of winter in Hyperborea, where the temperatures rage out in the mountains, -40, -60. In here, though, in the Valley of Mist, it's like a spring day, green and warm. Ali is studying this book, so make a what do you call it? An extraordinary test of intelligence. So, what's your intelligence, Ali?
He has 18 intelligence.
Nice. Okay, and you are what's you get extra? So you've got a 40% chance. So make a percentile roll. 40% chance that you have mastered the spell.
Uh-oh. Let's see. 40%. Just roll D100, right?
Yep. You roll D100, 1 through 40, you got it.
Oh, no!
So close.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't quite, maybe you summon like little tiny tentacles on the table so far, and you're like, that's something's off here. The size is off. So you're close. You can make another attempt after you spend some more time, but yeah.
So Ali picks up that little tiny tentacle that's popping out of the table, and he holds it in his finger and studies it for a little while and says, what the hell? And he puts it into his mouth and chews on it. he eats it.
It tastes like black licorice.
Nice.
Okay, so in the out in the square where the shopping's happening, Rowan Siege is getting some her nails done, or cleaned up, and for the lots of the people there are doing such things as tonight you can hear chatter. They're talking about the sacrifice. You get the sense that some of the people, especially the older women, are kind of like, it's good that Kakru protects us and keeps us safe. And the ones that you could figure would be a little bit younger are kind of like, this is kind of terrible. Why do we have to do this? But they're kind of saying it under their breath. So you get a sense that not everybody is so for this these sacrifices. Also, in your examination of the walls, you see that there's a pretty steady patrol of about 10 soldiers. You would reckon like 4 or 5 groups of them, and they make circles around. They come in groups of 10, actually paired, but pairs, each spaced 10 feet apart. So 5 pairs of 2, and then every if you're watching, like every 10 minutes or so, a new pair goes by. So you reckon there's a decent amount of people up on the wall, but there's definitely gaps when nobody's like in a certain area, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay. Back at the compound, right, you hear this ruckus. Tibor stands up when he hears all the stuff going on. But back in the room with Helene, so I had rolled the attack before we closed last time, so I knew he hit. The backbreaker stepped into this narrow corridor with his trident, and he slammed Helene in the chest. Now you're gonna go flying back. Okay, 8 feet, and it's only a 10-foot long corridor. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Revna make an avoidance saving throw, so to see if you can step out of the way, or if Helene is gonna come flying back into you.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're behind her.
Yep, of course. Avoidance saving throw. What is my avoidance? Where's it at?
You're
Where's
probably
it
pretty
at?
good at that.
Yeah, I just gotta find it.
First sheet.
Oh,
right-hand
there.
side,
Yep,
that's
got
good.
it. Actually, boop.
Oh no. Okay. I guess you weren't expecting that was gonna happen.
No.
Nice to meet you, sis.
So now, Helene, you can also make an avoidance saving throw to see if you both end up on the ground, or if you're just both slammed up against the wall. If you fail, then you're in a tangle on. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, with the 1 on that saving throw, you just weren't expecting this man to be so strong, nor Revna to be not move out of the way. So you're a tangle of arms and legs, and by the time you look up, you can see that he has kicked your hammer kind of off to the side, and he's pointing down the trident at you, and he says, "You will wait here until Tibor calls you, and I will stay here to be sure." And he kind of just has the trident, over you like that. So again, you're in this kind of small room. You're actually almost at the entrance, like right by the door, which is actually only sealed with a bar, which you could obviously adjust from the inside. But currently, you're laying on the ground, both of you. Then like you can see about 8 foot down the corridor is that other door. When he stepped in, somebody closed it behind. So basically, you're in this room with him, and he's basically telling you to stay put.
Is it just him?
It is just him. He is 6'6". It's a 10-foot wide corridor. Somehow it seems too narrow for his shoulders. He's a big guy. He's got a trident, and he's wearing armor, scale armor, I believe. But yes, he is by himself. Actually, he's got scale armor and a shield. So after he knocks you on the ground, he kind of like pulls the shield over, so he's like this.
Problem is, in character, I can't really like lull my head to the side and ask Helene the question I want to ask, but
you could, because he's speaking common to you. So if you share a different language, maybe
I don't think we do, unless she speaks Old Norse or Coastal Eskimo, which I would know if she did or not. I think.
No, you wouldn't. I don't.
Yeah.
We've been together a long enough time to know that.
So here's another question.
Mhm.
If I were to cast a spell,
Mhm.
is it like, does it happen slow enough that he would like know what's going on and be able to react during the cast?
Yeah. What's going to happen is if you go to cast a spell, you're going to have to roll initiative against him because he's staring right at you. If you beat him in initiative, then the spell will go off first. However, he's going to get, I mean, you're laying on the ground and he's right over you, so he's going to get a bonus. But yes, you could theoretically get a spell off before he can react, but he will know you're doing it. So that's up to you. If you want to make an attempt, the trident looks pointy. But
Yeah,
so-
man.
That looks pointy.
I don't know what I want to do, if I want to do it or not. Can we come back to me?
Of course. Yeah, you
I don't.
Yeah.
As a
Does
player,
want to
I
do
just
anything? You
don't
want
know.
to say anything? Do you guys want to do anything with this guy? You know, it's like almost like time has stood still. He's just guarding you, basically. He's got a scowl on his face, you know, and he's basically he kind of has a look that says to you like, "Go ahead, try something," you know, and not in the way like I don't want you to try something because I don't want to have to do this, but more like, "Go ahead, try something so I can justify having stabbed you with my trident." But
Oh,
you know, you're welcome to go for it. There are two of you, even though
I
you're
was
on the
I was hoping for the life as a box of chocolates look, but that,
Oh no, it's more like
I know what I want to do.
okay.
This may not work at all. It's going to kind of be up to the DM, but I'm just screw it. You only live once.
yes. Just
So,
remember, I'm living on top of you. So
well, I would assume we're probably both laying on the floor now, correct?
sure.
Okay. So
Well,
I'm gonna like,
yeah, you can separate yourselves as long as you do it subtly.
yeah.
With no fast actions. He's looking at you.
I just kind of like shove her off of me like that, and then I'm gonna turn my head and look at her,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna start acting like I am fussing at her, right? In a different language. But the different language I'm going to use is the casting of my spell.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
so that it looks like I'm fussing at her in some foreign language, but I'm actually going to be speaking the words to cast the spell.
All right.
And
What's your charisma?
my charisma is 11.
All right. Make a test of charisma.
Test. How do you just
You can't roll it from there. Just roll a d6. You
oh,
got to get you got 2 and 6 chance with an 11.
okay. Roll D6, 2 and 6 chance.
Mhm.
Oh, I mean,
Okay.
okay. So I have to roll
Yeah,
initiative now.
No, he realizes what you're doing and rolls a natural 20 as he stabs you through the back with the trident.
Oh, really? I was hoping
you're-
we'd go to initiative.
You just made your move.
Well,
Yeah, so he sticks you with the trident. Oh, that's not good.
Oh my god.
Wait, he's only got it in one hand though, so don't worry, the damage isn't too bad. It is.
Mhm.
Oh, hold on. So 4 plus 3 is 7, and then I'm gonna roll a d6 to see what it does. He's a fighter type. 3, double damage. Okay, so you take 14 points of damage as the trident sinks into your back, and then he actually, you know, he stabs into you, and he pulls back the thing, and he kind of hesitates a half a second with the effectively mechanically he has 2 attacks. He's looking at you, Helene. If you move, he's going to stab you. If not, he's not going to. He just kind of looks.
Yeah, I just kind of look at him.
Yeah, if you don't make an aggressive action, he doesn't stab you. He says in common. Oh, and you lost that spell. Oh no, well you didn't necessarily lose it. You
I
have to
didn't even
roll-
get started.
No, you started the spell.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to roll. Sorry, 3d6 plus what did I say? 14 points of damage. Yeah,
Yes.
3d6. You have to roll 3d6 plus 14 and roll under your intelligence. I don't think that's going to be
I
possible.
don't think it's possible. No, because
It's,
my intelligence is
unless you're
14.
18. Yeah, okay. So you lose that spell.
Oh well.
Yeah,
That
right
that
now.
was just to
No,
let
it
you
was-
know. Well, I mean, just saying, just to let you know, that was going to be the Damn it, my sheet doesn't scroll down. It was the wraith shape that I was
Oh
going
man,
to cast.
have you ever got to cast that? You keep
Nope.
trying. That is the
Nope.
goal for you in this campaign is to cast
Mhm.
that spell. Yeah, so he start, he basically stabs you. Yeah, and he's still staring at Helene, like hoping that she'll move. And
Yeah.
you hear uh, some movement behind him, and the door opens, and Tibor is standing in the door. We'll cut back to see if Podesta's also there. So, Podesta, while this is happening, we're going back in time now. Tibor hears the what's going on, and he says, "It seems we have visitors." And he just gets up and starts walking towards the front. Would you follow him, or are you gonna?
I'm pretty
Or
sure
do
I
you
know
want to
who
stay
the
there
visitors.
and futz around in his room?
I'd love to do that, but I'm pretty sure I know who the visitors are. So I'm going to follow him.
Okay, so yeah, so you guys see the door open. You see Tibor standing there with Podesta in tow, and he says, "It is customary," and he's looking right at Helene. It is customary not to wear the garb of war, when we walk around the city. I know that you are foreign to here, but perhaps you will." And he kind of bends down and he picks up your hammer, which was kicked back towards him. Perhaps you will follow customs in the future, but you're here now. Come in. And he turns and walks back with your hammer over his shoulder, back the direction where he came. So yeah, he steps to the backbreaker, kind of walks backwards out because he's afraid you're going to attack him now after he stabbed you, and he lets you guys pass if you want. So I don't know if Revna and Helene want to enter. He's offering it.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, I would have stuck my hand up like in the okay type look. So yeah, if he's gonna let me get off the ground, I'll definitely take advantage of that one.
Yeah. Yeah, he let you pass, and he's just kind of you guys go past him, and he kind of he looks he's got the trident in his hand, and like blood is dripping down the tongs all down to his hand, and he kind of looks at it. He smiles and he looks back at you as you walk past.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Are you guys all right?
Not really, but
So
there's
come
like
on.
blood dripping off, probably off her down her back, off her butt onto the floor, most likely.
All right.
Yeah. Tibor says, "Well, it's good that he used his trident, not his hands. He might have split you in half. He is not called the backbreaker for no reason. Here, have some wine. It'll feel better." And he points at the tray of wine that's sitting on the thing. He's got that, the hammer over his shoulder like this. He's kind of looking at Helene, and he says, "You're exactly the kind of woman that we've been looking for." And then he kind of side eyes the guards, and they close the door. So just you three in there with Tibor. And cutting back up. So yeah, Ronsich, your friends went in there a little while ago. They haven't come back. You've got a pretty good scout on the guard. You've got yourself, done up.
Yeah. She tosses like 3 or 4 gold coins at the people who did her fingernails, and then she's gonna go find a barber and see if she can get her hair done. She's tired of being looked at because of her dark hair in the city.
Okay. You mean like dyed or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get it dyed, cut,
Oh, okay.
done up.
Fair enough. Yeah, you can find somebody that will do your hair. They don't dye hair like they would know how to do it. Nobody dyes their hair here, but they'll definitely cut it and do it in the local style. Ali, what's your plan? You don't quite have the spell memorized. Your
Yeah.
friends are not back yet.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
where is the party? Where is Helene? Where is everybody? And says, well, I guess I just have to find them. And he starts casting locate object, and tries to zero in on Panesta's boomerang, which he is very
Huh.
familiar with, and
Okay.
he focuses on that. And once that spell is active, because it's active for 7 turns, I believe, he's gonna call his familiar and say, "Come on!" And his raven or his crow is gonna fly in and says, "You're gonna be my ride, all right? You're gonna be my ride." And he casts polymorph upon himself and turns into a gnat. And once he does so, he's gonna hop on the back of his familiar and says, "Hi ho, Silver!" And he's taking it into the air, basically, riding on the back of his familiar, looking for his locate object to ping in search for Panesta around the town.
Okay, what's the range on that?
It's 90 feet range only, so if
Okay,
he
so
comes
not very
within
far.
90 feet of it, it's gonna alert him.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's say, I mean, you'll definitely find her. Let's do a d6 plus 1. Is how many turns it'll take. So
Okay.
go ahead and roll a d6 plus 1. So it could take up to the full time, but it might just be 20 minutes.
D6. 7.
So it's gonna take you a while. Well, it kind of makes sense because you have to go from building to building, and they're not particularly close. But you definitely you're doing it. You'll get there soon. All right. So you probably see Rowan Siege at some point too. I don't know if you want to interact with Rowan Siege. We'll see you find Rowan Siege in. It still takes 5 turns to find her, but you'll probably find her when she comes out with her hair all done up. So back in the compound, back in the compound, Tibor is there. And he says that to Helene, and he says, "I like your spirit, but we must work a little bit more subtly, I think, to do what we have agreed to do." And he kind of looks at Panesta.
And what is this that we've agreed to do?
He pours himself a drink and kind of like sips and waits for Panesta to answer.
Did we come to an agreement? I
I think
remember
we
a lot of
both want the
talk.
same thing.
I look over at Helene and I say, Tibor is also not a fan of lure.
Oh, I see.
But I
Oh, that
think
makes sense. It's a
right.
woman.
Yes, I know, but needs must sometimes.
Mhm.
And we might be able to figure out a way to neutralize lure so that we can do what we came to do without that complication.
That's right. All I ask in return is the ring. And
Wait, what?
Well, we agreed that we wanted to keep things the same. You did not want Khru to come and contaminate your frozen wasteland outside. You revealed the ring to me. I will keep Khru here. Things will
Yes,
stay
but
the same in our beautiful valley.
wait a second. Wait, just 1 second, Tibor. I don't remember ever saying I would give you the ring. I said that we
Oh.
would
Right,
leave you
right. Of
alone.
course, we hadn't got that far yet. We were disturbed by your friends. He looks over at the blood dripping down Revenue's back. Clearly, if the ring is given to Lore, she will raise havoc with it. And as we agreed, it's better to keep things the way they are.
Well,
And Jodin will not allow you to live. So he must be killed as well. But Laura's much more pressing.
well, but we could destroy the ring.
Oh, that would be bad.
Why?
If Khru is not given the sacrifices on a regular basis, he will destroy the world. If we do not give Kaku the sacrifices, he will bring himself through the great stone and into the world. Sacrifices are what sends him back. The tentacles come, they find what they want, they leave. If they do not find what they want, they will continue to search and search. First, they will destroy my beautiful valley. Then eventually, your frozen wasteland of an earth.
Are you sure that the ring is not what summons the tentacles, and then Yoden's just kind of, sacrificing people and making up that story?
I'm sure.
How are you sure?
Because those in the outside world stopped worshiping Kakru and destroyed their means of sacrifice to him. And the world was destroyed.
Okay, I see.
Yes. History could repeat itself. Don't you want to
Except-
be on the side of the good guys?
Yes, actually, I do want to be on the side of the good guys. That is my only goal here. I can assure you, though, that the world outside is not destroyed. You actually might do well out there.
The world was destroyed 1,000 years ago when Kakru was no longer worshipped.
But there are people who still worship.
But they do not possess the ring.
Mm.
Thus, their sacrifices are in vain.
Okay, I look at the rest of you and I'm just like, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Yeah.
I just pull a blood-covered hand out from behind my back where I'm still checking my wound, and I just say I don't mean to be that person or whatever, like to sound as though I do not care, but there are wiser people in this group who have yet to lead us astray. And it is in those people that I place my faith. Which may
Well,
seem as though it's a cop out, but it's the truth.
so you just want to keep things exactly the same. Tibor sacrificing the women and who come across the river, and the women who you choose from the village.
Right. No women should cross the river unless they are escaping to Cirque, and that just means they have not done their duty, what they were born to do. The fates call on you to become the gift to Kakru to save the world. You should do that. Anyone who chooses to run across the river to Cirque is clearly selfish and doesn't care about the rest of us here at Kara.
Right.
Oh,
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
it's time to take over the world. um, um, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That there's no good choice here.
Yeah.
Well,
Can
you
I-
do not want your world to end. If you leave things as they are here, the world will continue. 1,000 years have passed. Nothing has changed for you.
Right. I'll just take my hammer and leave. Thank you.
Yes, it will be returned to you.
No, I'll just take it now.
You see his hand tighten on the grip of it.
Oh,
Uh,
are you scared of a little woman?
Ooh.
For all
If I
little
didn't
women.
feel like you were useful, If I didn't feel like you were useful, I would already have let it.
Yeah, I
Break or
know.
kill
You
you.
realize that women are just tools to you.
I can't deny that.
That's all we are, just means to your ends.
You know,
Am I not just a means to your end?
I was about to say, it is true, Tibor, that men like you have often just been tools as well. So I think,
A little double entendre there.
but I think I look over at Helene and I'm like, just let me talk. We might be able to come to an accord. You help us with Lure and Jodin in return for the ring.
I'll go and pack Revna's wound.
Yeah. Thanks. Poor girl.
Hate to have her bleed out on us.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Hmm. If
Will you-
Well, obviously, no one can know that we are working together.
No, we can leave here screaming at each other if you'd like.
Oh no, people know why you came, and the others are leaving bloodied, so it's not a problem.
Okay.
But, hmm, Laura must be taken care of.
You know of a weakness of hers. She has that tower. She has her wolves. She has people who are loyal to her.
The best way to remove Laura is an open battle with Cirque. She's obsessed with the city. If we could somehow get her to bring her troops there, she will just be killed by them. Well, that's what we will say.
Right.
A little help from you should be useful.
Fortunes of war and all that.
That's
I
right.
get it. Best way to battle Cirque. All right. Well, that gives us much to think on. I hope I can count on your discretion.
He nods. He looks over at Helene, and then he looks back at you and he says, "Please be sure that your group is dressed appropriately for the sacrifice tonight."
So no armor then.
Appropriate attire is required.
Okay. Okay. Well, thanks, Tibor.
Yeah. He kind of he says, "Our guests will be leaving," and the door opens up, and you can see the hallway that leads through that room where all the people were, and then there was like an area with a whole bunch of soldiers in there, and then it leads to that kind of murder hole place where Revna and Helene fought the backbreaker.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'll down my final glass of wine and head out.
Okay.
When he leaves, does it
He's
leave
not
us
leaving.
in?
He's not leaving. He's sending you away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this
Sorry.
is his room. Yeah.
Misunderstood. Yeah, I'll just be like, yeah, let's go retire to our quarters.
Hey, you will
Okay.
find. Maybe we'll be able to pull Ali's nose out of that book. You might have some ideas for dealing with a witch woman as well.
Okay. Yes, you leave and you head out. You see Roan Seach has now got a new haircut, a little shorter. She's looking quite done up for the sacrifice tonight. The Ali, you see you get a ping of the boomerang, and you look down and you see the group is standing out. They're just left from a building, and actually you see a man walk up on top of that building with a large hammer, and then down below Helene, you hear a man yell, and he says, "Here's your weapon. And he tosses it down to you.
Is it my weapon?
Yeah.
Or is it a cheap knockoff?
No, it isn't. He can't fetch it.
Yeah, at least familiar Kasim flaps up right next to Panesta and lands near her foot. And off from there, you see a little gnat fly out of there. And you don't, maybe if you're way perceptive, you may see it. But from that point on, you see Ali basically appear out of thin air. And he grows and he stands there and says, "So, what went on?"
A lot. Probably should not discuss it here in the middle of the street.
Yeah, when you do that, you guys notice. Maybe Ali doesn't notice because you're in the midst of doing it. But when he pops up, you see like at least a dozen people like see that, and they kind of like move back in fear and kind of head away.
Yep. Oh
I look
man,
o-
I should
yeah,
have hid. Yeah.
It's okay. It's not like things can get any more
Yeah.
complicated. So
You'll be boiled alive in the morning. That's fine.
Boiled alive. What do
yes,
you mean?
we saw this gentleman, this person, boil somebody alive.
Did they eat the soup afterwards?
Oh God, I don't think so.
Well, there are certain sects of Ixian cultists that practice similar sacrifice. I was never a fan of such.
Well, I don't think these are Ixians.
Yes, but
They're
who
all
knew
two red
that-
hairs.
Who knew that we would find such a practice way out here? But yeah, let us speak once we get to a more secluded spot because everyone else is looking at my little stunt back there.
Yes, Revna, how are you doing?
It hurts, but I have concerns.
Oh yeah.
I just don't know if you want me to talk about those now.
No, let's get back to our quarters. But yeah, I also do because I said what I had to say to get out of there, but we'll see.
Okay, so yeah, I go hopefully somewhere where I can heal up a little bit and talk.
Yes.
Yep.
I think I'll heal you up once we get back.
We'll find
Okay,
Rowan Beach. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We see her, right? You said we saw her.
Because you barely recognize her. She looks so
Yeah, okay.
done up.
I like your hair color.
Oh, thank you. I decided to get it local style, you know.
Nice. All right, back to the place then.
And
Okay.
Ali looks at Ruin Siege and says, "You look hot." Yes, very hot.
I'm
Because
always
you're a
hot.
pyromancer.
Yes, I'm always hot.
Yes.
Yeah, so when we get back there, so I'm gonna look at everyone else and I'm gonna say, so I just want to make sure that I didn't miss something because I wasn't involved in all the conversations. But they're gonna do the sacrifice. Did they happen to mention, like, do they already have the girl they're gonna sacrifice?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they do?
Mhm. As far as I know, they pick them from. They either use the little people, they call them, that they find on the side of the river. Sometimes they use those, but most of the time I think they sacrifice women, according to what I've been told.
It's an
they
honor.
think, yeah, right. It's considered an honor. They think it's there's destiny or whatever.
Yeah, see, I got that part. And I also got the part that there's 4 women in this group.
Well, while I was out today, I overheard people speaking in Hellenic sometimes. And it seems among the older women, they pretty much accept the traditions, but many of the younger women seem disconcerted with the way things are.
Well, I can't say that I blame them. I just keep hearing, I kept hearing him mention repeatedly about, us helping and this, that, and the other. And
Hush, not so loud out here. Come,
well,
come.
no, we're
Let's-
inside.
Are we inside already? We're
Yeah.
back?
Yeah,
We're back in
you can wait till you up inside you.
Yeah. I'm just to the point to where I'm like, oh, I wonder if he's got plans to just make us sacrifices. Maybe not all of us at one time, but
Hmm.
he likes to get people from across the river, which means he apparently prefers to get the ones that aren't,
No,
his
I don't
own.
think it. I don't think it's the ones that. I think he gets the ones who dare to cross the river onto this side.
Oh,
I don't.
see.
I don't think he goes across the river looking. Oh, I mean, he might.
I got you.
But-
Ali raises his hand and says, I concur with Revna 100%. Look upon us. It's just me, and all of you are women. And you know how these folks regard women. And outsiders. We're but expendable outsiders. As soon as they see that our worth has been spent and their objective is completed, we are as good as dead. So, whatever the deal that you have struck with him, I'm not exactly sure what was discussed, but whatever that was discussed and proposed by our friend, I am certain that he would betray us at the end.
Oh, I'm sure. Yes. I mean,
Okay.
that's the MO of a lot of these guys. Although he seems sincere in his, douchebaggery. I mean, he just seems like he wants things to stay exactly the way they are, but he wants to be the real leader, because he mentioned doing away with Jodin as well. Because remember, we basically have three people we're dealing with here: Jodin, the high priest, who just probably wants things to be the way they are; Tibor, who kind of wants to take over and not release Kraken; and Lure, who we have a sneaking suspicion would like to get the ring so that she can summon Kraken into this world forever, and then the ring will be destroyed in the process. So
Wait, there's a ring? Tell me about the ring.
there's a ring that supposedly can summon the Kraken, or at least control it in some way. That's how they claim they're keeping it on the. I've been told different things from different people. Tibor just told me the ring kind of keeping, where he wants it to keep everything the same. So I'm assuming he wants it so that he can just summon Kraken to come get the sacrifices. Lure seems to think that if she gets the ring, she'll be able to bring Kraken all the way through, and then it will be destroyed. So it's some sort of ring of Kraken control, I guess.
Yeah.
So let me get
And
this straight.
the
There-
folklore is that if a woman brings Kraken through, then he stays permanently and devours the world. But the ring is destroyed.
So let me get this straight. There is a person named Lore, Tibor, and what's the other person's name?
Jodin.
Jodin. So Jodin is the one that wants to take over. Tibor is also one that's yearning power, and Lore is the one that currently has the ring.
No, Jodin has the ring. He's the one who's currently the high priest, getting, doing high priest stuff. He's the one who's going to run the sacrifice. He has the ring. Lure is the witch woman. We went to her tower and kind of talked to her. She would like to get rid of Jodin, and probably Tibor as well. I think she does not like him either. Well, I can't say I blame her there. And she wants to bring Kraken through, we think. We're pretty sure. And then there's Tibor, who seems to want to get rid of both of them and do his own thing. but not change much except that, Tibor will be the high, Grand High Poobah or whatever. So that's the situation. And it's all centers around this ring, it seems.
So how did you befriend Tibor while I was studying?
Well, we kind of, Helene, I'll let you're the one who made friends with him first.
What?
Well, you know what I mean, friends. I do the little air quotes.
Well, Tibur, in his natural way, decided to try to intimidate us by boiling a woman alive and saying, if you don't want to be like her, why don't you tell me everything that I need to know? Because he considered us to be spies. And he's like, this will loosen your lips. See, she's a spy too. Watch her die as I torture her first by lowering her inch by inch into this geothermal pot. And then he's like, okay, now you can start talking. Which I said, I will talk with my Warhammer. And that is when we first, and it didn't go well for me because he cheats and has his Warhammer on a thong. And we threw Warhammers at each other, and his, of course, went back to him, and mine did not. And so it was then turned into a drinking competition, I think, and I did not do well in that either. And so that's how our little love affair got started between me and Tibur.
Oh, by the... We haven't become his friends. We have become his lackeys.
No, we are not his lackeys.
Well,
No
he
one
did
has.
recognize that we have some abilities, so he's using us to further his interests. That's for certain.
As you could see, Revna and I have become his tin cushions right now. So,
Mostly me.
yeah. Speaking of which,
I suppose Penesta is wise to work with Tibor because it seems like he's the one that's
oh, there you go.
sanctioning.
18. Does that help you?
Oh, that's 18 points back?
Yeah.
Yeah, that puts me back at full. So yes, you would notice that Revna's wound would close completely. And she kind of claps you on the shoulder with a half hug. Is obviously very happy about that, but
Ali continues and he says, since Tibor is the one that's sponsoring our safety for now, I suppose there's really no other choice than to work with Tibor until the right opportunity. So what was said? What must we do for this Tibor? And if you just simply paraphrase it or something like that, then I'll take that.
Okay, so as you're saying that, and you're about to maybe paraphrase, the door opens, and you see Laura.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on.
Laura's standing in the doorway. She says, thank Gakrul you are not dead. I heard you were taken by Tibor this morning when you came into the city. And she says it pretty loud with the door open, and then she steps in and closes the door behind her. And she lowers her voice and she says, be wary of him. He's probably poisoned your food and drink. He wants you dead. My girls have warned me.
well, he did stab me, or one of his men did stab me earlier, but in all fairness, kind of was my fault. He could have easily they could have easily finished me off right there and had plenty of justification for doing so, and he did not. So I'm not saying that you are wrong. I'm just saying that if that is the case, they're being very what's the word? They're not being very obvious about it.
She kind of looks at you for a second and she says, well, of course not. If he stabs you through with the sword and leaves you lying dead in the street, Jodin will not be happy. Jodin wants you in his presence and to see the sacrifice tonight. They've constructed golden manacles for the sacrifice. Typically, they are clad only in silver. Clearly, Jodin thinks that strangers here require a little bit extra.
Golden manacles for the sacrifice, who is a woman of the town.
Yes.
Okay.
They have fit them upon their waists and hands.
Yes. Okay. But the sacrifice is going to be not one of us.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Okay. Because I just had to ask, and it seems I have to ask things directly. Yes, no, we do not trust Tibor. I can assure you of that.
That is smart. If we could lead Tibor across the river, the women of Cirque would do what we need.
Oh,
he clearly trusts you, as he did not poison you. You're still standing. Let me see your tongue.
Ah.
Yeah, she kind of squints at you. She says, I think you should be safe for now.
Everybody did it.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't drink with them, so.
Yeah,
but just the fact that everybody went,
Well, that's what you do. That's the
I know, but
universal
still.
sound.
Yeah, Tibor is a coward and would use poison to defeat his enemies. He's all bluster and laughter.
Oh, well, he did say he liked to have his enemies know who was killing them.
Did he now?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't trust
you were
him.
speaking of you were speaking of his enemies? Who did he cite?
Everyone basically who's not loyal to Tibor. Us included, if we do not straighten up.
Let's see. Yeah. She goes over to the table where the food and drink is and pours herself a glass of wine.
Ali observes it very carefully. Does she have any animal with her?
No. She's alone, as far as you can tell.
What is a good way to lure Tibor across the river?
If Tibor knew that some of the prisoners had escaped and were heading back to Cirque, we could follow them and let him know where the path is.
I see.
Yes.
Okay.
You could suggest to Tibor to let the girls go and you would follow.
Oh.
You, and she points at Ali, you turn into a bird?
Yes, I'm quite a sorcerer. I study through books under different magicians. But it's difficult, you see, studying these spells while one's traveling. I'm not very interested in the intrigue, but I just want to read my books. But my colleague here always drags me around. What could I say?
Yes. Well, perhaps you could follow the girls as a bird.
As a bird?
Well, a rumor has it that you were a bird earlier.
I don't.
They saw a bird
so.
land, and then you were in the place of the bird.
Oh, interesting. Well, perhaps so. My magic is always misfiring, as you see. And he holds up his book and flips through a couple of his pages and says, "I could never get certain spells right. I don't even know half the time what I'm casting."
Well, my friends could track them if we could convince Tibor to let them go. He seems to have a taste for you. He looks at Helene.
He does like her. He likes you.
He doesn't like me.
He said he thought you were feisty when we were talking.
Yeah, that's different than liking.
I don't know.
It's
For a man like
feisty.
Tibor, I think feisty is a good word.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Revna would
You're the
lean
one
over.
who got the drinks. Did I get drinks? No.
Revna,
I got a trident. That's what I got.
no,
You
I got
got
the
drinks.
trident. You didn't get the trident. I got the trident.
He gave you your hammer back.
Oh, I got my hammer back. Oh, what did you get? You got like what? How many drinks did you have?
Wait, dear Helene, when a man tells you that that you fight too much or that you are angry all the time, that's bad. When he tells you that you're feisty, it means that he likes it.
Yes, dark hair. He likes to sacrifice me.
No, he said
That's what he's going to like.
He said you were feisty.
Yes, black hair
That means he
equals
likes it.
sacrifice. No,
So
see this culture, black hair,
Yeah.
sacrifice.
No,
That's
I
all.
think,
Not always.
I think black hair just means you're exotic.
Yes, and feisty, which he likes. If he didn't like it, he would have just said you were angry.
what about the last sacrifice? What kind of color hair was she?
The black.
Would have been red because everyone here has red hair.
Good.
Well, is that
Lure,
why you went and got your hair colored?
Well, blend in, whatnot.
Lure, do they sacrifice the little people?
Only if they violate the treaty and cross the river.
What would happen if you crossed the river?
Likely the little people's sorcerer, Evilly, would try to kill me. She's a vicious druid.
Oh, they're the worst.
Why would she not try to kill us then?
Because she, like you, has ebony hair.
Oh,
Okay.
I have
see.
ebony hair, and they stabbed me with a trident.
That was the backbreaker.
So,
Oh.
He had red hair.
I see. You're right. You're right.
so I take it that you have no love for Tibor?
Oh no, she doesn't like it.
Tibor is a little man in so many ways.
Oh,
Know that from personal experience, do you?
But he holds the loyalty of many troops.
Yes, he does.
And with those powerful troops, who are given the most favorable weapons and armor, he is a dangerous enemy.
And his compound is well fortified and well defended.
Yes, it is.
And he has stabbed our friend multiple times. I don't like the guy.
Well, he didn't. The backbreaker did.
I don't like that guy either.
yes.
No. Look, there's not a whole lot to like about Tibor or his friends, but Lure may have a point about the prisoners, which was originally why I wanted to go into the compound, was to see if we could discover a way to free them. Maybe Helene, he will listen
What?
to you. Maybe I'm just saying he does seem to like you.
Are you saying I plan a rendezvous with him?
Yes. Tell him you want to get all sacrificey.
What? Sacrificey?
Sacrificey. You want to go to the sacrifice, like be his date for the sacrifice.
Well, I mean, the method that we take is up to us, but let's hear from Lure what you want to. What do you want us to do,
Okay.
Lure? You want us to convince Tibor to let go of the prisoner? Is that it?
Yes.
We
What-
need to locate Cirque. If we can locate the city of Cirque, Tibor, in his anger, will take his men to raid it. And Cirque is impenetrable. he will surely die. Then we can do a little mop-up, if you will. Without Tibor's men, Jodin has only some support.
Right.
And I can rally the rest of the women around.
From what
And then
I
we can-
hear, Lure, you're quite a knowledgeable person when it comes to magic as well. Is that correct?
Oh, no. I have a way with animals, but I wouldn't call it magic. It's more just my... We're on the same wavelength, if you will.
I was hoping to learn from another who understands much of magic, but I think you definitely have more knowledge about magic than Tibor for certain. Helene, could we work with Lure, please? She seems such a nice woman.
Why are you asking me?
Because you are the wisest amongst us.
I like you.
I mean, stats-wise, that's probably true.
And he mutters again, I love Kakru. Yes, I do. I love Kakru, so should you.
Oh God. Okay.
Yes.
Helene, I look at Laura and I'm like, look, I think I just need to be able to talk to my friend, and I think she'll come around that this is a good idea.
What? That we find Cirque, or that I seduce this man-child?
Well,
No,
the one.
I don't think you need to seduce anybody. I'm certain we could come up with some other plan to persuade our friend Tibor.
I think you just need to talk to him. I don't think you necessarily have to seduce him. You know.
Yes, if you could convince him that you could follow the women back to Cirque, then he would let them go. He does not trust me. I have offered this plan before. He believes that I would go myself to destroy Cirque and bring back the power to destroy him.
Oh.
Would he not-
I see where you're getting.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh. I see.
Yes. He doesn't trust me, but he will trust you.
So you really want me to be a spy?
Spy? Just convince him to let the girls go, and I will do the rest.
Yeah, just be I can't believe I'm siding with this chick. Just be persuasive. You know, just kind of.
Okay.
Well,
I know.
go
Go ahead,
ahead.
Ali. No, go ahead, Ali.
Well, Lure, my friends are very talented. We will try to do as you suggest, and we'll come up with a way to convince Tibor to do as you say. Would that be so difficult? I mean, he looks at Panesta and winks.
You hear a large bell tolling. Ding, dong, dong. And Laura looks up and she says, the sacrifice will be in 1 hour as the sun sets and the moon rises. I must prepare myself. I will send some girls to bring you when the time comes. Please clean yourself up. She looks at the bloody Brevna and the armored Helene, and then she turns and walks out. And when she walks out, you see that there's 2 guards, just like normal, standing up.
Okay. Panesta walks over to the table and pours herself yet another glass of wine.
It's the only way we could get through this adventure is half
I'm
drunk.
I'm just gonna be drunk from now on.
I wouldn't drink any of that wine. You know what they say about projection. And she was pretty adamant that Tibor poisons people. Just saying.
Yeah. She had her chance to
she did
poison.
say that, but then she drank the wine right after.
Yeah,
And she had her chance to poison us when we were at the tower. I mean, that was an easy way that she could have gotten rid of us.
Ali goes up to that cup that she was drinking out of, and he puts it down on the table and says, points at it and says, "Do not drink out of there."
Oh, I'll get a fresh cup.
No, yeah, I don't trust her. I remember you mentioning that she is a witch.
That's how she is referred to here, as the witch woman. And I look over at Helene and I say, I don't want to, I honestly, I'm not going to ask you to do something you are really opposed to doing. And I don't know what the right choice is here. We are trying to play
How about
two sides and neither one of it is working out very well for me. So
Well, none of those are none of those two are palatable to work with. But I'd say perhaps it would be wise to locate this town of Cirque.
yes.
And I think in terms of convincing our friend, there are various different ways. And then he brings up his potions that he's carried with him. Or he could say, I could dance to celebrate the sacrifice and suggest to our friend Tibor to let them go. I don't know, it would work, but
I don't think it would. I don't think you'd be able to suggest such a thing. Like, no offense, it's just that would be a really, really big suggestion.
well, give
Well,
me
I
a
have
little
no
while.
problem using a man.
Right. He even admitted that he's a,
Yes.
Cool. Yeah.
And if it takes that to help these young women out, I mean, we could get them to escape. I can always lie about where Cirque is.
right. If we weren't expected at the sacrifice tonight, I'd say let's just skip it and go find Cirque. But I have a feeling that we would be in a lot of trouble.
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to
Yes.
watch a sacrifice.
Panesta, Tibor already trusts you, and we believe that if you were to mention the suggestion that Lure had for us, and suggest that he let these women go, he would listen to us. And
Um,
like Helene mentioned, it would be a possible opportunity for us to actually save these sacrifices because they won't be killed tonight. I'm sure Tibor would be willing to stage a certain rescue. So
Wait.
we could look like the one that's rescuing these people. In fact, we would be working with Tibor, but as a matter of fact, we would be working with Lure.
Well, I don't think these prisoners are the sacrifices. So these are just people they caught that are from Cirque. They're not the sacrifices. Is what we got. Is my understanding. Anyway, Daniel, you can.
Yeah, you were
Correct
told,
me.
if you are remembering correctly, that you were told that these women were not being sacrificed yet, or tonight, or whatever. Not that they would never be sacrificed, but that they weren't being sacrificed now.
Right. They have other people in mind for this.
Yeah, because they torture them and try to get information from them first.
Mm-hmm.
They
So,
being Tibor.
Yes. I know he's a terrible torturer. Oh my god. So okay, we need to get. Okay, so here's what we do. Ali, I think you're right in some ways that we need to play both sides. We need to tell Tibor we need to get rid of these girls so that we can find Cirque. But not tell. I wouldn't bring up Lure to him.
Well, you let us not mention anybody, and but before we go on further, how about this? And he holds up his finger and says, "Panesta, are you not in possession of that wondrous rod?
I am. Yep.
Could you not simply command everyone to halt while you command the high priest to hand over that ring to you?
I have thought of that. The problem is that if it ends, they remember that something happened to them.
Definitely.
Like usually that's a do it and then book as fast as you possibly can out of their situation.
So if we could exit out of there as quickly as possible, then that ought to solve the problem. Yes?
I mean, Yoden's a pretty powerful priest. He might be able to resist the rod.
I see, that's always that possibility. He could be scrying upon us right now.
We could. No, I don't want to do that. Never mind.
We could what?
We could go to Yoden. Tell him Tibor and Lura both are plotting his downfall.
And if we're having an audience with him, we jump him and take his ring.
Well, I mean, he has quite a few guards, but we could. I don't know.
Well,
I don't
Penesta,
know.
you could disappear, and so could Revna. And as for some of us, we could come close to disappearing.
I don't know. I think the best idea is to kind of try to play Tibor and Lura off each other. Rescue those prisoners, find Cirque as possible. We're going to need the might of Cirque in order to accomplish whatever we need to accomplish here. There are a lot of warriors. And then, once we have all the warriors in battle together, then I'll use the rod on the warriors.
Yeah, it seems like pitching the two of them together, it takes a lot of the fight off of us.
That's for certain.
But I like the way you're thinking, Ali. I'm just trying to get us all out.
Well, the time is on our side, except for the unpleasant circumstance that would befall us if we were if we were forced to watch that torturous sacrifice.
Yeah.
At that, somebody knocks at the door, and it opens up, and you see two women. They are dressed in the normal garb that you've seen. Basically, the little dresses like they gave to all the females, and you were given like a kilt, basically, Ellie, of the local dress. They're only armed just like you've seen anybody else here, just with like a falcata. Like they're not like set up as guards, spears or anything like that or armor. And they open the door, and one of them says in kind of a broken Hellenic, she says, "Come, Lore has sent us to bring you to the ceremony."
Well, that's it then. Guess we're going to the ceremony.
I will dedicate my dance in honor of Kakru tonight.
I look at Ali and I'm like, "You're feeling all right, buddy?"
Of course. I love Kakru. Yes, I do. And I love Kakru. So should you.
Oh, God.
I love Kakru. Kakru loves me. All right, so they lead you to where you've mostly been before. I don't think Revna or Ali actually has been. It's kind of on the hex map. It's where the little tentacles come out of the ground. It's basically looks like a almost like a natural structure, like a stone with a large entrance, and there's a sloping runway going down. And you can see when you arrive, there's already thousands of people here. People have gathered outside. They're kind of streaming in, and you follow it down into this kind of pool. I mean, I say pool, but it's basically a lake or almost like a pond size in the center with kind of a pathway around that's just filled with people. You do see that there are quite a few armed guards here with bows. You reckon? I mean, you can't count them all, but you reckon more than 100. You see there's like a peninsula that goes out into the water, and then there's like a small island, and there's a large kind of amber yellow stone out there. You also see that there is you can see laying on the ground 7 effectively gold sets of manacles. Well, they're like a, you'll see when it happens, but they're like the kind that you put like around your waist, and then the hands also like go next to it. And currently there's nobody out there. The women lead you, and you see Lore. She kind of looks at you, and Tibor kind of looks at you as you see him with his men, like they're kind of on either side. Neither one kind of calls you over to them. The women who brought you there kind of put you in your own little section. And then you hear drums start, boom, 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 but the waters start to writhe a bit from, you don't know, maybe it's because something's coming, or maybe it's because just the drums, boom, boom, people are stamping their feet, boom, boom, boom. And then you see coming down the walkway, you see Jodin, who you've seen before. He has a bald head in his robes. He's walking, he's got like the long sleeves like this, so you can't really see his hands. And he's walking, and just very loosely, like probably in his hand, you can't see it, is just a rope. It's like dangling down, like a thin silk rope. It's like laying on the ground and like dragging behind him. And you see 7 women with their hands loosely tied with the rope. I mean, you're looking at this, and they could easily walk away if they wanted to. And they are walking. They're just kind of like staring straight ahead, walking, following him down to the center. And it's like boom, 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 boom. You can barely hear yourselves think as this is all happening. And they kind of get into the center, and they spread out around, and Jodin stands kind of off to the side. And then like a almost like had been timed like perfectly. The sound just stops, and it's really super quiet. It's almost like that silence that almost gives you a headache because it's like so sudden. And Jodin turns and lifts his hands up, and he puts them on the amber stone. You can see that he's got some kind of ring on his thumb, but it seems to be turned inside, so you can't see whatever. It's got a stone on it or whatever. He puts it on there with his back to the crowd, and you see what are effectively, you assume, priests. They're dressed similarly to him, men. 7 of them come down. Each one of them then takes the turn to latch in one of these sacrifices, clearly sacrifices. They are all like young women, like somewhere between, I mean, some of them might be young enough that you barely call them women. They're not kids, but they're 13 to 17 ish, so they're young. And they strap them in, and then they walk away, leaving just Jodin there. Again, everything's silent. You can hear just the little bits of like the chain ring wrestling and stuff. And then Jodin suddenly spins and turns towards the crowd. His eyes are almost black. He seems like in a trance, and he starts reciting some kind of, clearly some kind of incantations. And he does that kind of thing. And you see now in his this ring with a large stone that actually looks similar in color to that amber stone that's behind him. And you see tentacles rip from the stone behind him, wrap around his body, past him, and they wrap around 6 of the women. And as they wrap around, the women just disappear, and the manacles fall to the ground, and then they go back in, and then he falls to the ground, like kind of like down like that, and then everybody cheers, except for the one woman who's standing there now, falling to her knees, clearly sobbing in hysterical, grief. Jodin then looks up, and he says, "Gakru has been satisfied. We shall prosper again. You who have been saved shall live another week." And then he gets up, and he just walks out, straight up the aisle by himself, and leaving the girl in the middle who's on her knees crying.
So this is a weekly event?
Yeah.
Yes.
When we talked to the Kraken Temple in Calencia, they told us it happens every week. So I knew to expect this. I just didn't realize just how bad it was going to be. So.
Now, wait a minute. This wasn't a devouring. This appears to be a planar shift, right?
I expected much more blood.
Yeah. They could just be, transported somewhere.
I'm sure it's still
that there's going to be a live boiling.
No.
That's over by the cooking pots.
That's how Tibor tortures women.
Let's turn the table on him.
This is
Yeah.
a lot better than I thought it was.
Well, it was a lot less gruesome.
Yeah.
Still, I think, I look at Helene and say, Cirque? I think Cirque.
Sir.
What do you guys think, Cirque?
So as you're saying, sir.
I mean, quietly.
the two women who brought you in walk up to you and they say again in broken Hellenic, Yodin will see you now.
Oh,
And they
come
walk
on.
out.
Oh, he will he?
Well, they
Or
just
if
say
he-
it and they turn and they start walking, assuming you're
Oh,
going
I
to
know.
follow them.
Oh, I know. I mutter this under my breath
Yeah.
as they walk away.
I mean, you certainly cannot follow them if you want. They don't grab you or anything. They're not armed. I mean, they're armed with falcatas. I mean, they don't look very. I mean, compared to you guys, they don't look very.
Ali
They're
leans
definitely
in.
not the backbreaker.
Well, it's time to see what the last demon has to say.
That's
Yes.
right. Yep. I pull out, I rummage around in one of our bags that we have, and I pull out Honest's flask of unending beer, or whatever it was she had, and I just take a drink.
Drink up, ladies. It's gonna be a long night.
Okay, let's go talk to Yodin.
Well, I mean, I know you're being silly, but you didn't bring all that stuff with you, right? You just came.
No,
you
no.
got-
I'm
okay,
just
yeah.
being silly. Yeah.
Okay, no, well, that will make a difference. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
if you they go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, he leans to Panessa and says, "You know, if the opportunity presents itself, would you attack Jotun and take his ring?"
No, because I don't think we'd make it out alive. I really don't.
I don't know. Once he's out of the way, you don't have your.
I don't have my stuff. Nope.
I see. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, you follow them. It's not very far, so you get this large temple area, and then kind of across from it, there's actually a very small building, and you realize 'cause the door's open that it's just like almost like a facade for a set of stairs that go down, and the women lead you down into this this space below. The floors are marble. It looks very lush. There's couches everywhere. You can see that the floor of the tile is in the shape of basically a kakru. Like it's the symbol has got basically a giant squid spread around everywhere. When you come down the stairs, you hear your footfalls. Maybe you're in those sandals, but still, when you hit the marble and Yodin turns around, he's still got his hands things, and he says, "Where are you truly from?" I spoke with Kakru during the ceremony. He says no life exists outside the mists. Speak
Then
truthfully.
Well, okay. Plain unvarnished truth.
Yeah, and he is speaking common.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I meant to ask that.
Yeah, because the first time he spoke with you guys, he only spoke Hyperborean, but he says it in common.
Okay. For crew, and no disrespect or anything, but he's lying to you. We come from outside the mists. It is true there was a great tragedy there at one point, but there is civilization now. There are cities, there is trade, there are good people, there are very bad people, there are snake people. We won't talk about them. But other than that, that's where we are from.
He nods. He says, "So, if there is a world outside that is alive, then we could leave the valley. People could leave and make lives outside, space to grow, to raise families, to prosper."
I kind of look at him. Yes, it's a bit of a dangerous journey, but we could certainly help anybody who would want this opportunity. But I would not force anybody to leave who did not want to.
nods again. This is very interesting. Of course, you realize it is also blasphemy.
I know. But you said to speak truth. And so I have.
He nods. He says, if we had found you and had this conversation in the woods outside Iraq, perhaps you could have just went on your way. But now the people have seen you. They are speaking. They are wondering. They are doubting. There is nothing worse than doubt.
You could crush their doubt, Your Eminence. You could claim that you have foreseen our arrival and use it to guide the people. None of them have seen likes of us before, but you could claim us as a sign from Kakru to lead you out from this secluded place into the world where people could prosper.
Many people are around.
You don't see anybody else. However, there are heavy draperies all over the place as you're kind of looking around. So I'm assuming that's why you're. Yeah, hey, there's a lot of dark corners here, but as far as you can see, he's the only person standing in this room. In fact, the two women who led you down here, you don't see them anymore, nor do you see any doors.
We mean you no harm, of course, and everyone knows that I love Kakru. I revere him. But my purpose in following my friends here is to learn greater magic and knowledge. That's what brought us here. However, if we could be of service to you and help you further solidify their faith, we would be happy to oblige.
He seems to be considering your thoughts. Does anybody else want to say anything to him? He doesn't really respond.
I believe I have said enough.
Okay. He says, I am the high priest of Kakru. I am leader of these people. Why would I want them to leave? A leader with no people is nothing.
To have a greater realm, a greater rule over a larger area, a place where you could prosper, as you mentioned before. Not in the secluded valley.
He grins, and the space goes completely dark.
Oh, okay.
I love your reactions.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm just, all these people. All
It's
these
the
people
whole-
jerking us
oh.
around.
It's the whole, oh, come on. It's like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah, so you're standing there in the dark. You hear some footsteps around you. They seem to be booted feet. And you hear a man's voice. And he says, we will lead you away now. Do not return. And somebody about 30, 40 feet in front of you lights a torch. And you see a man standing there. You haven't seen him before. He's one of the priests. He says, you must leave the valley. Do not return. And then he turns. He starts walking. And as he does, somebody probably from on the other side like pulls apart like a big heavy curtain. And there's like a tunnel. And he walks into it.
We don't have any of our stuff, right?
Nope.
Yeah. I'm not leaving without my thing.
Roland's just going to say, everyone close your eyes, and then she's going to cast a spell.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh,
I will shut my eyes. You'd be like, oh.
yeah. I mean, I would
Yep.
probably give the same reaction of okay, and then shut my eyes.
Shut my eyes, hit the floor.
Cast invisibility. You know.
Ali begins walking, through that path. But momentarily, as Rowan Siege shouts, he closes his eyes.
Okay, what spell are you casting?
Blinding light.
Cool.
Wrapped up like a deuce.
Okay, so you cast Blinding Light. Of course, you yelled, "Close your eyes." So, everybody closes their eyes, which I assume.
In which
I mean,
language?
I shouted in common, right? So,
Yeah, and that's exactly what they were talking to you in.
oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm assuming that everybody understands it, right? Your party understands common, right?
My party does. Yeah, I was.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I didn't know if the soldiers did, but I mean,
Well,
either
you'll
way,
find
that's
out.
what I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Creatures in the area affected subject to blindness, 90 feet. Okay. Sorcery saving throw. Okay. So let's see. Okay. The sorcery saving throw here. I'm just gonna make them. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, you hear a scream, and two of the two of the 6 men that were down there are grasping their faces like that you blinded them. And of course, the other 4, having seen a display of magic, which is probably tougher than they've ever seen before, you see them start to run. They scatter and got out towards the heavily curtained walls. The guy that was with the torch down the hallway, he was too far away, so he wouldn't.
Okay, that's fine.
He wasn't affected, but he drops the torch and runs.
Okay. Rowan Siege is gonna say, "To our stuff," and she's gonna turn to run out of there.
Okay, you run to the top of the stairs and you see the backbreaker up there with his trident, and he's gonna. You can roll initiative against him, but he's gonna try to stick you in the face with his trident as you run up the stairs.
Okay. You want me to roll initiative?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, oh god, he got a 6.
I got a 1.
All right. What was everybody else running upstairs as well?
Did I cast something?
Yeah, sure. You can do a spell if you want. You're doing a spell. I probably should have asked
yes.
everyone what they were doing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think I was.
spell.
Oh, sorry.
Let me just go around. Sorry, Rowan Seat's running upstairs. Helene, what are you doing?
I'm standing there.
Okay. How about Ravina?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with Helene.
Okay. Ali, you're casting a spell. What about Panesta?
I want to go get our stuff.
So you're running up behind
Correct. Yes.
Rowan Seat? Okay, fine. All right, you run up the stairs, Rowan Seat, and he's going to basically try to stab you with his trident.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it here. He gets 2 attacks. He's a master. Plus, oh wow, wow. He rolled a 1 on the first one. Apparently, he didn't think that you were going to come running upstairs so quickly. Roll a d12. Let's see. Let's see what happens. That second attack might still hit you if he doesn't.
4.
4. That's a bad miss for a fighter. Embarrassing. It's embarrassing how badly he misses you. But the second attack is a 12. And a 12 hits armor class 1. Does that hit you with anything you might have on you?
I have a AC 0 right now.
Okay. All right. So misses. So now you're standing in front of him. Now a spell will go off. Go ahead, Ali.
Polymorph into a gnat.
Okay. You're not. And I guess that's the end of the round. So Podesta and Rowan Seach are kind of at the top of the stairs with this guy. He just stabbed down at you, missing. Aline and Ravnar are standing in what is effectively a kind of darkened, dim area because the guy walked away with a torch and it's about pretty far away from you. Ali's a gnat. So what does everybody want to do? Rowan Seach.
Spell.
Okay. Helene?
Slowly moving towards where all the commotion is.
So up the stairs? Okay.
Yep.
Revenue?
So forgive me. The room that we're in right now,
It's a large room. You can't even really see the edges of it with only that torch burning. When you first came down here, though, you saw it was good. There's lots of couches down here and like heavy velvet curtains hanging all over the walls, which clearly have some passageways behind them, but you don't know which ones.
and how many bad guys are?
You don't see anybody from down there, but you know that
Okay.
Rowan stopped at the top of the stairs, having to avoid being attacked. You don't see anybody from where you are. You're in the room
Okay.
still.
Then in that case, I'm following Helene.
Okay. Ali, you're in the hallway. You see a torch on the ground. The guy ran away.
Okay, he's gonna follow Rowan Siege, and if he sees that guy that's trying to kill Rowan Siege, he's gonna try to fly into either his mouth or his ear.
Okay, so you're going to fly towards it. I mean, you can probably get to it at this round because obviously you don't really know it's happening at this point. Okay, so I mean I don't know how fast a fly flies, but we'll assume that you can get there pretty quickly. They're pretty fast. Okay, so let's roll initiative. First of all, might as well be you since you're up the top of the stairs. You got a 4. Oh, what's your dex?
10.
Okay, where is he? That's Yodin. Where is the backbreaker? Shaw, the backbreaker, dexterity 15. Okay, he's going first. So once again, he's going to try.
I didn't roll.
Oh, I thought you got a 4.
That was the D12 roll.
Oh, I'm sorry. Roll again.
Okay. Will someone roll for me? I'm in the kitchen.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I do it. A 4.
So exactly that, right? So same.
Okay.
So he goes first. Okay. So he's going to try to stab you again with the trident. Having missed now twice and feeling a little bit ashamed, he's gonna use +4. I don't know how to put a +4 on 2, so I'm just gonna go like that.
I'm doing a spell as well, Daniel, just so you know.
Oh, did I not ask you? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, no, perfect. So 9 + 4, so he hits you once and misses the second time. The trident does D6 + 3. 6 points of damage.
Okay, and I have to roll 3d6 plus 6 under my intelligence, right?
That's right. Or is it your spell?
Okay. 3d6 plus 6. 16 and my intelligence is a 17.
All right, so you're good to go. Your spell goes off. Okay, so in fact, you are. Let's see. Nobody else is doing any kind of attack, so that's your next round siege. So your spell goes off.
I'm doing fire web on him.
Nice.
He has to make a sorcery saving throw or be knocked prone.
All right, let's see. Wow. He fails.
Nice.
He is prone.
Okay, so and it also does 3d4 damage. Yeah, 3d4 damage. And now he's prone for 3 rounds. And he'll take damage every round.
Cool. Do me the damage.
Yeah, sorry, trying. Four damage.
Okay. Vanessa, spell.
Yeah, I was gonna cast Paralyze on him, so that's what I'll
Okay.
do.
So he's probably gonna be paralyzed. He's got a sorcery save, right?
Yes. Sorcery save, yep.
Yeah, okay. Okay, he rolled 6. That's not gonna make it. Okay, so he's paralyzed as well. He couldn't get out of the fire web even if there was a chance because he's paralyzed now. You cast your spells and Ali, you zip up and you see basically this guy with this fire web on him. You can see standing at the top there and then about 80 or 90 feet away with drawn bows, a dozen male warriors,
Okay.
pointing them at you.
Uh-oh.
And Tibor standing back behind, and he says, "I suggest you stop now."
Yeah, Ali doesn't do anything. He's still a gnat, not going into the guy's mouth or any orifices.
Okay. Okay, you're gonna keep going. All right.
I'm casting a spell. Yeah.
All right. What about Helene down at the bottom? You hear them yell at.
Uh, she will not say anything, and we'll walk backwards into the darkness.
Okay, how about Revenant? You see Helene starting to walk back towards you.
Do we not see the high priest anymore?
You do not. He left a long time ago.
So as I'm approaching, I look at Helena. I go, what the hell's going? What are we doing?
All right, upper back.
It seems
This-
like
the-
Tibor has chose his side.
Doesn't
You
answer
know-
my question, but okay.
We don't need.
Right.
We don't
There's,
know.
there's
that for
there's
sure.
over a dozen women standing at the top with the longbows pointed at you. Do you want to go back down the stairs, or are you going to stand there in the conversation?
Well, I
That's the-
didn't
that's the
know I
question.
could. I didn't know I could see them, so I'm going.
Okay.
I will ask my question as I'm backing down the stairs.
Okay. Yeah. Because that's going to matter because I got initiative. Who's where they
Gotcha.
are. Right. Ali, you're a gnat. You're just staying still. Panesta, what's your plan?
I'm gonna cast a spell.
Okay. Roll initiative, Crystal. Ooh, they got a 5. Beat a 5. Beat a 5.
Okay. 3.
Okay. All right. Well, they let loose with their bows. They are attack rate with a bow. First, okay, yep, they're gonna get 2 shots each. So that's and they're plus 3 to hit. So can I slash? No, it'll just add them together, right? If you just ask for a bunch of rolls, I'll just do it this way. No, it'll show them separately, right? If you roll. Well, we're gonna find out. Ah, You're about to get pegged. I mean, you're the one standing at the top of the stairs, so you're about to get a whole bunch of arrows shot at you.
Okay. AC 0.
Okay. So they've got, let's do it this way. Is that going to work? Yeah, let's see if that works. Okay. So
Ouch.
their level, they need a 17 with their plus 3, so they need a 15. So anything 15 or better is going to hit you. But I see a couple of crits there as well. So let's see. I'll do all the regular hits first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not bad, actually. Oh, 7, 8. Oh, a lot of crits. 9. So 9 hits with the bow. Now we'll deal with the crits in a second. Well, actually, no, it's going to matter, right? So how many of those are crits? 4 of them, so 5 regular hits. A bow does a d6, so 5d6. Okay. Okay, so 16 points. Let me make a note of this here because I'm going to have to add all this together. So you just got peppered. You ever see that? I think is that American Gods, where they have that scene where it's like with the arrows. Yeah, that's happening. And 4 of those are crits, so I'm just going to roll 4d6 to see what the crits do. Actually, yeah, I'll just do it that way, so it's better. Oh my god, all 5s.
Oh wow, all 5s.
Okay,
What
and
are the
fighter,
odds?
they're fighter types, which is triple damage. So these next, that is crazy. Yeah, how do you roll for? So now I'm going to roll 4 more d6, and then we'll just triple this. This is a lot of damage. I hope that you have a lot of hit points. Oh no, 36 plus 16, 46, 52 points of damage.
And Rowan
Yeah.
Siege looks at Panesta and says, "Well, it's been a good time," and then she falls down the stairs dead.
Oh my god, yes. Yeah, just. Now, Tibor.
I mean, I'm way past -10, so I am dead.
Yeah, sorry. I tried to state there was a lot of soldiers here. Tibor is throwing his hammer at Panesta because you're also at the top of the stairs. You were just behind her, and now she drops to the ground. And it's a missile attack, so he's going to go. So he's fighting level 7. Okay, so he just gets 1 attack with that though because he's throwing it. So d20, 13 plus 1, and he's a master, so he gets. So he's plus 2 total, so that's 15. What armor class are you? That is
1.
-2. Yeah, that hits you.
Okay, yeah.
unfortunately.
Okay.
And that hammer is a not much though. That's only a d6 plus 2. That's not a lot of damage, but you might lose your spell. That's the only downside to that.
Right.
D6, 4 plus 2, 6 points of damage. So you'll
Okay.
need to roll 3d6 plus 6 under your intelligence to not lose your spell.
Okay, let me just get to the thing here. 3d6 plus 6. Nope, I don't make it, so I lose the
All right.
spell.
Yeah, so your spell fades as you do that. She was doing a spell. She's dead. You were doing a spell. You backed up. Ali, you just, yeah. So that's all that happens. The hammer comes flying back on the thong to Tibur, and they all draw arrows again. And he says one more time, surrender.
I'm going to say, as I watched Rowan Siege just die, and none of this was expected, I'm going to say, okay.
Ali goes into the Tibor's orifice.
You're going to
Is he-
fly at Tibur? Okay.
Yeah,
Roll a
gonna
d6
go-
to see if you surprise him. If you don't surprise him, he's going to hit you with the hammer. And you're a
a
gnat. Yeah. Well, he's a 7th level fighter. Can't you? You never hit a gnat before in your life?
Yeah, but try and hit a gnat with a hammer doesn't necessarily work. I don't think.
Gonna find out, right?
Well, you're not a 7th level fighter, so
Yeah, I'm 7th level mage. So what do I have to do in order to?
You got to roll a d6. If you get a 1 or 2, he's surprised, and you can get into his mouth.
Okay. Well, he's not.
You
gonna take
realize
that chance.
resizing inside somebody is going to cause you massive damage as well. You realize this is going to be very bad for you, one way or the other, just before you do it.
Yeah,
You don't just
he's
get
not.
to pop up and explode him out. If you go into his brain, you're going to basically end up inside a skull expanding, which means you're going to take massive damage. Just so you know that. You can do it,
Yeah.
but just so you know.
Yeah, I mean, he also takes healing points, when he turns back to normal. But he's not going to
Yeah.
risk it. I mean, one out of 3, that's not a good enough risk. So he's gonna not go into the orifice.
Yeah, flying in somebody's face is not easy. I mean, I sit on my porch and swap flies all the time, and I'm like a -3 level fighter. So, and he's ready for it at this point. He knows you're magical. So if you say okay, then they kind of, you can see that still the arrows trained on you, but he says I think we can sort this all out. Go back to your quarters.
Yes, that was my plan, was to go back. All right. Can you let us? We have to go by them, though, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. They're
Yeah.
not going to lower their arrows, and not with what you've been doing.
No.
They're going to keep them trained.
No,
on
no,
you
I
as you
have
walk by.
like my hands up. I'm all innocent. I'm very innocent, and I'm just walking by, and as I go by, I kind of whisper at Tibor, "You best not be one of those men who just disappoints all the time." And I keep walking. Just thought we had an accord.
You say that really loud in front of all the archers and stuff that are between
No,
you.
no,
and
no,
you.
no, no. I just kind of whisper it as I walk by him.
Well, I mean, there's a line of archers. He's standing behind them.
Right.
He's not an idiot. So how
But
loud are you saying?
no,
it?
no,
Can
no.
the
I'm going to go
archers-
behind the archers. I walk past
If
the archers.
if you try to go in front of the archers, they're going to shoot you.
I'm
This
trying to get
maybe
past-
you
I
don't
just-
quite understand this setup. I'm going to re-explain
Yeah,
it.
I don't.
There
yeah,
are
I don't.
12 archers with longbows focused on you. He is standing behind them, and he's like, "Go this way, not
Okay.
go around the archers." He's not an idiot.
Oh, okay.
He's standing
I
with
thought-
12 men between you and him.
I'm sorry. No, I thought we had to get past the archers and him to get out of this room.
Yeah,
I
this way,
misunderstood.
yeah. No, that's why I wanted to make sure that you understood that. Because
Okay.
they
Then I wouldn't say that. I'll just leave.
Yes.
Then I'll just leave. I'll be like, yeah, we can go. And I'll
You
leave.
understand that he is the general of an entire city. This guy is not an idiot. He's not going to just walk out by himself and yeah. No.
Yeah, no, I misunderstood how
Yeah.
everything was set up. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't say anything in front of the
No,
archers.
I just walk.
Okay,
Yep.
Cool. Is everybody else leaving as well?
yeah.
Yeah, as I'm coming up the stairs, I'll ask if I can take care of my fallen comrade a second.
Yeah, he nods.
And then I'll cast Brink of Death.
Nice. What does that do?
Revives a just killed man or creature, providing the spell is cast within 6 rounds.
Okay.
I
You
figure I
cough
might-
up some blood. And you are alive, Ron Siege. You have a lot of arrows stuck in you.
Word.
I'm a porcupine now.
Oh my god.
Like a lot of arrows.
Dies later as we're pulling all the arrows out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many hit points do I have?
Let's see. You got to make a trauma survival check.
Right, you do. Yeah, you still have to
Okay.
do that.
All
That's a
right. I
con
think
thing,
that's
yeah.
in con, right?
Yeah.
Trauma. Okay. I succeeded.
All right, yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Yep. Let's see. You lose a point of con permanently.
Okay.
And you're restored to 1.1 HP.
1 HP.
All right.
Not bad. Yeah, there you go.
I was kind of looking forward to that new character, but oh well.
Well,
Too
Well, we
close
could
to
kill
the
you
end.
again if you want.
No, it'll be all right.
We could drop you as we're carrying you up out of the
Uh,
doorway if you want.
Oops.
Save that
Yeah.
character for third edition.
Butterfingers.
Arrow side down. Oh boy. I hide in Helene's hair. Disappears.
We'll just, yeah. Oops, dropped you.
Okay. Yes, you head back to the compound, where you were, and that room where you had stored all your stuff is now. Remember, before it was open, it is closed and locked. Kind of come in. You kind of come in laying Rowan Siege's body on the table or whatever. She's all covered blood and whatever really hurt. And there's a knock, and then the door opens, and Tibor is standing there.
Hello,
he's
Tibor.
got soldiers behind him, but they're not aiming arrows at you at this point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say that was a misunderstanding for sure. I agree with you that I think we can solve this.
He says, again, in front of everybody with the door open, he says, "You are making this very difficult, strangers. You will remain in the compound until we decide what to do with you."
Okay.
And then he closes the door, and you hear the sound of men organizing outside.
Right.
Not the two female guards with just the little swords that you had before, but now a troop of soldiers in armor and stuff.
Right. Well, I wasn't going to say anything in front of all the soldiers and stuff. So.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, he was pretty straight, but you don't. It's hard to know.
Yeah.
What the real situation is, because he's not going to reveal his hand, obviously, because he's not, like I said, he's not a dude. But at that point, I think this is probably a good place to leave it. Rowan Siege has almost died. Helene, once again, saved the day. No, Helene, has not had a formed a relationship and got the prom date with Tibor, but instead
Looking forward to it. A little
It's a-
Amazonian oil wrestling.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's clear that well, maybe it's not clear, but to summarize, Yoden wanted you out.
Oh, yeah.
But trying to rush back to your place, you were besieged by Tibor, who, as you know, that's kind of his job. So whether or not his side, whether or not that means
Right.
anything, I guess you'll find out. Where Laura is at this point, we don't know. And you've got, being that was the night of the 18th, the 25th will be the next sacrifice, but we'll be playing again next week. Or so those dates are irrelevant. The 25th being the 25th in world. Any final thoughts over your almost dead body of Rowan Siege?
Go ahead.
Yes, while Rowan Siege was unconscious, for a moment she saw Helios and asked, "What is the meaning of life?" And Helios responds, "You must like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell for to be notified on future episodes."
Yes, Helios is a wise and powerful deity.